This video presents a summary of an evaluation report exploring the impact of the litter-free projects delivered by Litter-Free Dorset and Litter-Free Coast and Sea Somerset. These initiatives aim to reduce litter and improve water quality across designated bathing areas in Dorset and Somerset. Litter-Free Coast and Sea Somerset was formed in 2016, with the Litter-Free Dorset campaign launching 2 years later in 2018. Focusing on initiatives carried out by both the litter-free projects between 2020 to 2024, the video highlights the most effective campaigns, the outcomes, and valuable insights from local communities and stakeholders. In total, the evaluation considered 48 designated bathing waters, 43 in Dorset and 5 in Somerset. To allow for deeper insights, the evaluation focused on 11 key sites, 6 in Dorset, including popular bathing areas like Weymouth Central and Lulworth Cove, and 5 in Somerset, such as Minehead and Burnham-on-Sea. To begin, we start with the Beach Toy Library, launched in both Dorset and Somerset. The Beach Toy Library provides a space where families can borrow and donate pre-loved beach toys, helping to reduce single-use plastic waste left on beaches. The Beach Toy Library was one of the most positively received efforts across the project. Through the evaluation, it stood out in both community interviews and stakeholder discussions as an initiative that made a clear, practical difference to local communities. In Weymouth Central, the Beach Toy Library was implemented in 2022 by Litter-Free Dorset. Community members were asked whether they were aware of local Litter-Free Dorset initiatives, including the Beach Toy Library and the Angling Line Recycling Bin. While only 35% of respondents were familiar with either initiative, after a short explanation, an overwhelming 95% believed these projects were an effective way of reducing beach litter. This response highlights the strength of community support when people are made aware of the work being done. Stakeholder feedback gathered through the evaluation further reinforced this. Those involved in the implementation and management of beach toy libraries across Somerset shared consistent praise, noting the project's role in cutting down beach waste and engaging visitors in a simple and relatable way. These quotes show a clear appreciation of the initiative, not just for its environmental benefits, but also for the way it has sparked conversations and increased awareness at a local level. Next up is the Litter-Free Dorset Water Refill Station, which was introduced in multiple Dorset bathing areas. The refill point was designed to cut down on single-use plastic bottles by giving visitors an easy and convenient way to refill their own. One standout example is the water refill point at Ringstead Bay, which receives strong local support and is ideally located just behind a well-loved beach cafe. Interviews with members of the Ringstead community revealed positive attitudes towards this initiative. When asked if they were aware of the refill point, 70% of respondents said yes, highlighting a strong level of local awareness. For those who weren't familiar, following an explanation of the initiative, 80% agreed that it was a good way to reduce plastic waste and beach litter. These findings reflect a clear sense of community confidence in the initiative and its potential to make a lasting environmental impact. Another important initiative to tackle beach litter was the introduction of targeted signage across many bathing sites in Dorset. These signs were designed to prompt responsible disposal of litter, with some using behavioural messaging, such as gentle social cues and positive reinforcement. These aim to influence visitor habits in a subtle but effective way. A standout example of this was the sign placed at Durdledore in 2021, which read, "99% of our visitors will take their rubbish away from the beach today. Will you?" This message taps into the idea of social norms, suggesting that most people are already doing the right thing by disposing of their waste responsibly and prompting others to follow suit. According to one stakeholder who has been closely involved in litter management in the Durdledore area, the implementation of this sign very quickly solved a big portion of the litter problem their team was experiencing. This shows just how effective a clear and well-crafted message can be when it speaks directly to people's behaviour and values. This stakeholder comment reflects how powerful behavioural approaches like this can be. Rather than simply telling people what not to do, the signage invites them to see themselves as part of a positive majority. This kind of messaging has helped to shift attitudes, encouraging more responsible actions and fostering a shared commitment to keeping beaches clean. The next initiative, and the most positively referenced throughout the evaluation, was the angling line recycling bins, introduced at multiple bathing water sites across both Dorset and Somerset. These bins are designed specifically to collect discarded angling line and tackle, helping to reduce fishing-related litter on local beaches and protect marine wildlife. Feedback from stakeholders strongly supported the effectiveness of this initiative. One stakeholder described an occasion where their team collected over 20 kilograms of fishing line from the bin at Minehead, clearly showing the scale of impact these bins can have. Another explained how the installation of a bin in Dunster raised awareness in the local community about the issue of fishing litter, triggering increased conversation and environmental accountability in the local area. The quotes reflect these themes, showcasing the direct reduction in litter, the impressive quantity of material collected, and the growing awareness sparked by the bins, emphasising their success. Next is the Coastal Champion Awards, a school-based initiative that works with young people to raise awareness about ocean protection, reducing marine litter, and keeping bathing waters clean. It does this through fun and engaging environmental education. The award has 3 levels: Ripple, Roller, and Crest, each with its own set of actions that schools and youth groups can take part in as they work their way up. This initiative was often referenced as a positive of the Litter Free campaign, or often exemplified when stakeholders expressed how important the need for greater environmental education and awareness is among young people. An interview with a stakeholder who has been heavily involved with the implementation and management of the awards at multiple schools within Somerset revealed many of the positive outcomes from this initiative. The quotes displayed on the screen highlight just how meaningful the Coastal Champion Awards have been in encouraging long-term environmental awareness and responsibility among young people. Stakeholders reflected on the power of hands-on experiences, showing that taking part in activities like litter picking or working with experts outdoors has a much stronger and lasting impact than classroom learning alone. The comments suggest that these experiences not only help change behaviours, but also leave a memorable impression on students, something that's key to building lifelong habits around environmental care. The final key initiative featured in this evaluation is Litter Free Coast and Sea Somerset's targeted campaign to reduce dog fouling in Burnham-on-Sea. Launched in November 2020, the Don't Poop and Run social media campaign reached over 5,400 people and generated 350 active engagements online. Alongside this, Litter Free Coast and Sea Somerset created the Somerset Poo Fighters, a volunteer group formed through a dedicated Facebook page, connecting local residents to tackle dog fouling through surveys and community events. Working in partnership with local councils, Litter Free Coast and Sea Somerset and the Somerset Poo Fighters carried out on-the-ground survey work at 5 local hotspots. The campaign included brightly coloured Don't Poop and Run stencils and weekly chalk spraying of dog foul deposits using eco-friendly, semi-permanent paint. Deposits were monitored weekly with bagged and unbagged waste recorded separately. Over a 4-week period from November to December 2021, results showed that 4 monitored sites saw an overall reduction in dog fouling by the end of the intervention. These outcomes reflect the success of Litter Free Coast and Sea Somerset's multi-step approach, combining social media outreach, community engagement, and visual awareness strategies to encourage more responsible dog ownership and create cleaner coastal spaces. To provide a broader perspective, interviews were carried out with members of both the Litter Free Dorset and the Litter Free Coast and Sea Somerset teams, offering meaningful reflections on the progress and impact of their work since 2020. Litter Free Dorset stakeholders highlighted their unique position as a bridge between Wessex Water and local communities, which helped them to drive positive social change. Across the board, community engagement emerged as one of the most successful and rewarding aspects of the programme. These quotes highlight the central role of Litter Free Dorset as an effective intermediary between larger institutions and local communities. Additionally, the emphasis on the diversity of projects and the success of community engagement reinforces the importance of locally tailored participatory approaches in driving environmental outcomes. Together, these reflections suggest that long-term partnerships and strong community links are key pillars of the programme's success. Reflections from a Litter Free Coast and Sea Somerset stakeholder highlighted a strong sense of community connection to the organisation, as well as the added benefit of individuals deepening their personal connection with the local coastline. These quotes emphasised the dual impact of the Litter Free Coast and Sea Somerset initiatives, not only fostering environmental awareness, but also strengthening community bonds. Together, they illustrate the programme's success in building both ecological and social resilience. One frequently mentioned benefit that emerged beyond the original goals of the project has been the creation of multiple local litter groups. Many of these were formed in collaboration with Litter Free Dorset and Litter Free Coast and Sea Somerset. Their ongoing role in reducing litter has been consistently highlighted by stakeholders as a key factor in managing waste across various bathing areas. In addition, these litter pit groups, pop-up events, and conversations sparked by the initiatives have played an important role in strengthening both community bonds and environmental awareness in the regions involved. Overall, the evaluation demonstrates that strong community connections and positive stakeholder relationships have been instrumental to the success and impact of the initiatives. These foundational elements have enabled meaningful growth and broad-scale influence across each participating bathing area. Supported by a diverse range of perspectives and input from those involved in the litter-free projects, the findings clearly highlight a variety of positive outcomes. The initiatives have shown compelling evidence of progress towards their core goals, reducing litter and improving water quality in designated bathing areas. Thank you for listening.